Sri Srimad, His Divine Grace, Srila Abhay Charanarvinda, Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa, Parivrajikacharya Astatarishata Sri Srimad, His Divine Grace, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Thakur, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Srila Namacharya Haridas Thakur Ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnavinda Ki Jai, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai, Kartik Mas Ki Jai, Bhishma Panchak Maha Mahotsava Ki Jai, Shri Shri Gaurnitai Ki Jai, Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories, all glories, all glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Shri Guru, Shri Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam Namaskritya
Narayanam Namaskrityam
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Narottamam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasa
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Tato Jayamudirayat
Tato Jayamudirhe
Nastaprayeshu Bhadreshu
Nashtapayeshu Bhadreshu
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Bhagavati Uttama Shloke
Bhagavati Uttama Shloke
Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki
Bhaktir Bhakti Naishtaki
Krishnaya Vasudevaya
Krishnaya Vasudevaya
Devaki Nandanaya Cha
Devaki Nandanaya Cha
Nanda Gopa Kumaraya
Nanda Gopakumaraya
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 9. Does anyone know the verse?
It was
Oh, this is in German also. Maybe I should have an English version.
9, 10, 20.
9, 10, 20. Anyone need a German copy? Would this be helpful for you? Maybe for chanting the verse? Mhm. 9,
10,
10,
23.
23. Okay. Canto 9, Chapter 10. Chapter is entitled The Pastimes of Lord Ramachandra. Can you move closer, please? I'm not having a mic, so. Can burn less calories. Oh, this is quite a beautiful verse. Ready to chant? You have the verse?
I can get it from the database.
Yeah, it's a good idea. 9, 10, 22, right?
23, I guess.
23, okay. Good. Nine, 10, 23. You have it? What about you, Prabhu? Prabhu's working on it. 9, 10, 23. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Maybe you can share with him. He's got it.
Okay.
Sit together. Yeah. That's good. Ready? Evam. Oh, sorry. Evam kṣipan dhanuṣi sandhitam utsasarja.
Evam kṣipan dhanuṣi sandhitam utsasarja.
Evam evam kṣipan dhanuṣi sandhitas utsasarja
evam kṣipan dhanuṣi sandhitam utsasarja
bāṇaṁ vajram tad-dhṛdayaṁ bibheda
bāṇaṁ vajram tad-dhṛdayaṁ bibheda
bāṇaṁ vajram tad-dhṛdayaṁ bibheda
bāṇaṁ vajram tad-dhṛdayaṁ bibheda
asṛk vaman daśa-mukhair nyapatad vimānād
vaman daśa-mukhair vimānād
vaman daśa-mukhair nyapatad vimānād
vaman daśa-mukhair vimānād
dhaheti jalpati jane sukṛtīva riktaḥ
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 evaṁ kṣipan dhanuṣi sandhitam utsasarja
evam kṣipan dhanuṣi sandhitam utsasarja
bāṇaṁ vajram tad-dhṛdayaṁ bibheda
bāṇaṁ vajram tad-hṛdayam bibheda
asṛk vaman daśa-mukhair nyapatad vimānād
vaman daśa-mukhair vimānād
dhaheti jalpati jane sukṛtīva riktaḥ
dhaheti jalpati jane sukṛtīva riktaḥ
evaṁ kṣipan dhanuṣi sandhitam utsasarja
evam kṣipan dhanuṣi sandhitam utsasarja
bāṇaṁ vajram tad-dhṛdayaṁ bibheda
bāṇaṁ vajram tad-hṛdayam bibheda
asṛk vaman daśa-mukhair nyapatad vimānād
vaman daśa-mukhair vimānād
dhaheti jalpati jane sukṛtīva riktaḥ
dhaheti jalpati jane sukṛtīva riktaḥ
evaṁ kṣipan dhanuṣi sandhitam utsasarja
evam kṣipan dhanuṣi sandhitam utsasarja
bāṇaṁ vajram tad-dhṛdayaṁ bibheda
bāṇaṁ vajram tad-hṛdayam bibheda
asṛk vaman daśa-mukhair nyapatad vimānād
vaman daśa-mukhair vimānād
dhaheti jalpati jane sukṛtīva riktaḥ
dhaheti jalpati jane sukṛtīva riktaḥ.
Please chant. Go ahead.
evaṁ
Yeah.
evaṁ kṣipan dhanuṣi sandhitam utsasarja
evaṁ kṣipan dhanuṣi sandhitam utsasarja
bāṇaṁ vajram tad-dhṛdayaṁ bibheda
bāṇaṁ vajram tad-dhṛdayaṁ bibheda
vaman daśa-mukhair nyapatad vimānād
vaman daśa-mukhair nyapatad vimānād
dhaheti jalpati jane sukṛtīva riktaḥ riktaḥ.
Dhaheti jalpati jane sukṛtīva riktaḥ.
evam kṣipan dhanuṣi sandhitam utsasarja.
Evam kṣipan dhanuṣi sandhitam utsasarja.
bāṇaṁ savajram evaṁ bibheda.
Bāṇaṁ vajram tad-dhṛdayaṁ bibheda.
vaman daśa-mukhair nyapatad vimānād.
vaman daśa-mukhair nyapatad vimānād.
dāheti jalpati jane sukṛtīva riktaḥ.
Daśa jalpati jane sukṛtīva riktaḥ.
evam kṣipan dhanuṣi sandhitam utsasarja.
Evam kṣipan dhanuṣi sandhitam utsasarja.
bāṇaṁ vajram tad-hṛdayam bibheda.
Bāṇaṁ vajram tad-hṛdayam bibheda.
asṛk vaman daśa-mukhair nyapatad vimānād.
vaman daśa-mukhair nyapatad vimānād.
dhaheti jalpati jane sukṛtīva riktaḥ.
Dhaheti jalpati jane sukṛtīva riktaḥ. Evam,
evam
in this way,
in this way
kṣipan,
kṣipan
chastising
chastising
Rāvaṇa,
Rāvaṇa,
dhanuṣi,
dhanuṣi
on the bow,
on the bow,
sandhitam,
fixed
an arrow,
an arrow,
utsasarja,
utsasarja,
released towards him, bāṇaṁ,
bāṇaṁ,
the arrow, saha, that arrow, vajram
vajra,
like a thunderbolt, tad-dhṛdayaṁ, the heart of Rāvaṇa, bibheda, pierced, saha, he, Rāvaṇa, asṛk, blood, vaman, vomiting, daśa-mukhair, through the 10 mouths, nyapatad, fell down, vimānād, from his airplane, ha, alas, what happened? Iti, thus, jalpati, roaring, jane, when all the people present there, sukṛtīva, like a pious man, riktaḥ, when the results of his pious activities are finished. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila Abhay Charanaravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. After thus rebuking Ravana, Lord Ramachandra fixed an arrow to his bow, aimed at Ravana, and released the arrow, which pierced Ravana's heart like a thunderbolt. Upon seeing this, Ravana's followers raised a tumultuous sound, crying, "Alas, alas, what has happened? What has happened?" As Ravana, vomiting blood from his 10 mouths, fell from his airplane, just as a pious man falls to earth from the heavenly planets when the results of his pious activities are exhausted. Purport. In the Bhagavad Gita 9.21, it is said, Shine punye martyalokam vishanti. When the results of their pious activities are exhausted, those who have enjoyed in the heavenly planets fall to earth again. The fruit of activities of this material world are such that, whether one acts piously or impiously, one must remain within the material world according to different conditions, for neither pious nor impious actions can relieve one from Maya's clutches of repeated birth and death. Somehow or other, Ravana was raised to an exalted position as the king of a great kingdom with all material opulences. But because of his sinful act of kidnapping Mother Sita, all the results of his pious activities were destroyed. If one offends, I'll repeat that, if one offends an exalted personality, especially the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one certainly becomes most abominable. Bereft of the results of pious activities, one must fall down like Ravana and the other demons. It is therefore advised that one transcend both pious and impious activities and remain in the pure state of freedom from all designations. Sarvopari vinirmuktam tatparatvena nirmalam. When one is fixed in devotional service, he is above the material platform. On the material platform, there are higher and lower positions. But when one is above the material platform, he is always fixed in a spiritual position. Sagunan samatityaitan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. Ravana, or those like him, may be very powerful and opulent in the material world, but theirs is not a secure position because, after all, they are bound by the results of their karma. Karmana deva netrena. We should not forget that we are completely dependent on the laws of nature. Prakrite kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvashaha ahankara vimudatma kartaham iti manyate. The bewildered spirit soul, under the influence of the three modes of material nature, thinks himself the doer of activities that are in actuality carried out by nature. Bhagavad Gita 3.27. One should not be proud of one's exalted position and act like Ravana, thinking oneself independent of material nature's laws. Om Ajnanatirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nivishesha Shunyavadi Paschachadeshatarane. Now imagine you are going on a trip and you're trying to decide on your destination. And you have three doors in front of you. You have an option. So naturally, when people go on trips nowadays, they check the Google reviews, right, to see how many stars. So door number one is the heavenly planets. So if we see the Google reviews, it's 0 stars. One review has written, I went there, it was nice for a little while, but they kicked me out without any notification. They canceled my residence. I had to leave without any prior notice. It was really very not worthwhile. I did a lot of effort to get there, but it was totally not worthwhile, 0 stars. So second door represents the Brahma Jyoti, 1 star. It was peaceful, but it was totally boring. There was no Krishna, there was no devotees, there was no kirtan, and there was totally no prasadam. So don't waste your time going here. 1 star. The third door is Goloka Vrindavan, 5 stars. You go there, you can associate with Krishna and Krishna's associates. You can engage in so many different activities and wonderful seva, and it just keeps getting better and better. Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam. So please go to that destination. So in the purport today, Srila Prabhupada is comparing Ravana's fall from his airplane to the fall of a living entity who's gone to the heavenly planets. So it's an inevitable thing. If we go to the heavenly planets, we have to come back here again. It's not worth it. Abrahma bhuvana loke, Abrahma bhuvana loke, punar arvartino juna, punar arvartino juna. Mam upetya tu konteya, mam upetya tu konteya, punar janma na vidyate, punar janma na vidyate. From the lowest planetary system to the highest planetary system, all are places of punar janma, of repetition of birth and death. But one who goes to my abode, Krishna says, never has to return to this material world again. Now, we may think the material world is not so bad. We have opportunities even to preach here and do ecstatic Krishna consciousness. But there are so many diseases and suffering, janma, mrityu, jara, vyadi, birth, death, disease, and old age. And Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, dukkha doshanu darshanam. One should see the miseries of this material world. So if Krishna wants us to come back to this material world and serve, we're happy to do that. However, we should qualify ourselves to go back to the spiritual world in case that is also Krishna's desire. Therefore, we should engage in the 9 processes of bhakti with full determination. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmanivedanam. These 9 processes are our sustenance. This is our nourishment. Today I'm taking a flight to the Middle East just after the class. So it'll be a short class, most likely, by the mercy of Krishna. So I need to carry some foodstuffs with me on the airplane. Otherwise, I will become weak. So we want to be strong in bhakti. So we have to take the bhakti foodstuffs, which are the 9 processes of bhakti, and most importantly, in this age of Kali Yuga, the chanting of the holy names. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So in this section of Srimad Bhagavatam, we're hearing about the pastimes of Lord Ramachandra, Canto 9, Chapter 10, entitled The Pastimes of Lord Ramachandra. And today's verse is like one of the climaxes of this section of Bhagavatam, because we're hearing how Lord Ram is triumphant over Ravana. Let us first of all see what is the downfall of Ravana. What was the mistake that Ravana made? The mistake is that he was living his life with the mood to enjoy separately from Krishna, the mood of aham bhogi, I am the enjoyer. And this is a mood that we all often fall prey to, that we think we're the enjoyer of this material world, and therefore we try to enjoy our senses. And it's written in Bhagavad Gita that one who tries to enjoy his senses is just looking for trouble. What tastes like nectar in the beginning is like poison in the end. And what is like poison in the beginning is like nectar in the end. So therefore, an intelligent person will not partake of sense gratificatory activities. Yehi samsparsha jaboga, yehi samsparsha jaboga, dukkha yonaiva evate, dukkha yonaiva evate, yadantavanta konteya, yadantavanta konteya, nate teshu ramate buddhaha. Nate teshu ramate buddhaha. Yehi some sparsha job. Sparsha means the senses. If we try to enjoy life through our senses, dukkha yonaiva evate. Dukkha means suffering, and the yoni is the birth canal. The child is born through the yoni. So similarly, our dukkha, our suffering, is born through this trying to enjoy via the senses. Yadantavanta konteya na teshu. These personalities who are buddhaha na ramate. Ramate means to enjoy. An intelligent person, buddhaha, will not try to enjoy their senses. But did Ravana follow these teachings of Bhagavad Gita? No. Ravana kidnapped Sita Devi, the Maya Sita, the Chaya Sita, not actual Sita, but he kidnapped her with the desire to enjoy separately from Ram. He wanted to enjoy Ram's property, and thus began his downfall. Hanuman jumped across the ocean to Lanka and found Sita Devi there. Jumped back, reported to Ram that Sita Devi is in Lanka. Ram called the whole army together of the Vanaras, of the monkeys and the bears and Jambavan and Hanuman and Sugriva and all of the monkey soldiers. And they built a bridge to Lanka. They put stones on the water and the stones floated. How did the stones float? They wrote the holy name of Ram on the stones, and therefore they floated. And if we write the holy name of Lord Ram on our hearts, then our hearts, our consciousness will float above the material nature. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So there was a big battle, and Vishvajit had attacked, and Hanuman was fighting, and Lakshman was fighting, and Lakshman was wounded, and Hanuman brought the mountain with the Sanjeevani herb, and it was a whole big battle. And at the end, Rāvaṇa personally confronted Lord Ramachandra. There was a great fight, and Lord Ram was firing his arrows at Rāvaṇa, and he was cutting off his 10 heads. So the heads were falling to the ground. But every time a head fell to the ground, a new head would come up. Another head would come up. The heads were coming up. So sometimes when we are battling with our anarthas, kam, krodh, lobh, moha, matsarya, mud, lust, anger, greed, madness, pride, illusion. When we're battling with these, sometimes they seem to get subdued, and we think, oh, I have conquered over lust. I have conquered over greed. I have conquered over madness. But then again, whoop, 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 we see that these qualities again come up in our consciousness again and again and again. Because of our great conditioning in this material world, and even more than that, because of our aparads, because of our offenses. When we offend Vaishnavas, when we offend the holy name, when we offend the deities, when we offend the jivas, when we offend the guru, when we offend Krishna, our life becomes very inauspicious and our anarthas become more active. As Prabhupada writes in the purport today, where is it? Quite nice. He talks about if you make offenses, if you offend someone.
Exalted person.
Yeah. If one offends, yeah, we'll go one sentence earlier. That somehow or other, Ravana was raised to an exalted position as the king of a great kingdom. And sometimes we become great devotees, we look like great devotees externally, we sit on vyasasans, we carry dandas, we have all these external symptoms of greatness, we wear tilak, we have kontimala, we carry japa, we eat prasadam, we have all these external symptoms. We're on an exalted position, but then what happens? Because of his sinful act of kidnapping Mother Sita, all the results of his pious activities were destroyed. Punar mushikat bhav, become mouse again. So this is what happened to Ravana. If one offends an exalted personality, especially the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one certainly becomes most abominable. Bereft of the results of pious activities, one must fall down like Ravana and other demons. So we should be very, very careful not to offend the Supreme Personality of Godhead and those most dear to him. Mad Bhakta Puja Vyadika. Krishna says, worship of my devotee is even more dear to me than worship of myself. So therefore, offending a devotee is even worse than offending the Supreme Lord. So let's stay free of offenses, be very conscious. First be conscious and then be Krishna conscious. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. We have just a few minutes, 4 minutes for questions, answers, comments. Then I have to pack in 15 minutes and run.
Thank you for the class, Maharaj. How we should be conscious at every state that we should not offend devotees.
How to always be a conscious and not offend devotees. We should remember Sambandha Gyan. Who are we? Ke ami. This was the first question of Sanatana Goswami to Lord Chaitanya. And the answer is Gopi Bhartor Palakamalayur Das Dasaha. We are the servant of the servant of the servant of the servant of the master of the gopis. If we can remember this, it will help us to avoid offending Vaishnavas. Very good question. How to remember our consciousness all the time so as not to offend Vaishnavas. Correct? Let's open the floor and have discussion. How can we add to this answer? I give a very short sutra. What else can we do to avoid offending Vaishnavas?
To consider oneself Lord and the stone in the street, to be more humble and retreat, avoid a false sense of prestige and not desire any honor for oneself. In this way, one can chant the holy name continuously. One has the proper understanding of, also as you said, who we are and who Krishna is and what is our relationship with him. This is actually the platform of at least Nishta, and on that platform.
Can you say a few more words for our audience for live streaming?
It's like on that platform where we can chant the holy name of the Lord continuously. This is Bhaktivinoda Thakur considers that as the platform of Nishta. And on that platform, we are practically beyond anartha nivritti, which is the level where we are committing a lot of offenses. But when we are through that purification period, that intense period of purification, then we are more steady on our practice, and we start to develop taste, and in this way we avoid more and more offenses, understanding that they are not helping on our path, but rather destructive effect.
Thank you. Janada Pisunichana. Yes. Other devotees would like to contribute. How can we avoid offending devotees? What should our consciousness be like? How to avoid offending devotees? Yes, hand them the mic.
So one way is we become more absorbed in Krishna consciousness. So we engage ourselves sufficiently, then we will not have time for Maya, but of course, while doing services, we have to have exchanges with devotees, and we always take then superior guidance how to uh, improve my situation in dealing with them, and do more prayers. Then Krishna helps us. Dadami buddhi yogam tam yenamam yantite. And our motivation should be to serve them, and then let's see what Krishna desires.
Jai Ho, Grantarashwar Bhagavatam ki
Yeah.
Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Jai, Bhaktivinoda.
Hari Hari Bol.
I have some single oil Prabhupada. I have some nuts prashadam also. Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Please come. Yeah. Jai. Oh, it's a whole breakfast.
Yeah, I can share.
Hare Krishna.
Are you staying in Pandharpur?
Yeah, I'm based.
Yeah.
I'm based in Pandharpur.
Yeah.
Where do you stay?
Pune.
You're in Pune.
Means I am studying here now.
Uh-huh.
So, but I stay in Bombay and Pune.
Nice. When you came?
Last 2 weeks before.
Oh, you just came now.
Yeah, from a PhD.
This is your first time?
Yes.
Do you have some gloves?
I have to buy.
I have some extra because you can have mine if you want.
Hari Bol.
I'm going a warmer place. I don't need to carry.
Jai.
Thank you. What's your name?
Nitin.
Nitin. Is this your first Western winter?
Not. I stayed in Barcelona, but Barcelona is not in.
Barcelona is not Munich.
Yeah, no, it's not in Munich.
Yeah. All right, very good. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Mr. Krishna Chaitanya Swami Maharaj ki.
Jai. Jai Prabhupada. Oh, yeah. Hare Krishna.
So where is your next destination?
I'm traveling to Bahrain.
Wow.
Via Abu Dhabi to Bharat, Maharashtra. Although I might stay in UAE for some time. I might not take anything for it.
Okay.
I might just stay.